Hello, good people. It's me, Ted, again, and we're back with another video. We're back with the last video of the series that we're doing for the major, with the pick'ems, the predictions. Now, it's time for the playoffs. It's time for the champion stage. I know that a lot of you are maybe out of the fight for the diamond coin. I am out of the diamond coin, so a lot of us are out of the fight for the diamond coin at this point. For those of you that have been watching the games, it's been insane. It's been crazy. The major of madness is how I put it in on Twitter just after the end of the last game between NIP and Apex yesterday. And yeah, for those of you wondering, I'm recording this on the other day because again I've been doing the Bulgarian broadcast, and after a 12-hour day of watching CS for the fourth day in a row, I just had to go to bed. But now I've woken up. I have my coffee by my side. Cheers, by the way, to everyone that's having their coffee right now. And I'm ready to get into the champion stage pick'ems. We're still gonna do them. We're still in the fight for the gold coin, even though I'm not exactly sure how this one works, because I think the last major, I didn't get the winner right. I didn't get the legend stage, and I still managed to get a gold coin. So I think we're pretty much guaranteed a gold coin as soon as we just place the pick'ems and get one of the stages right. But we're still gonna get into it, and we're gonna try our best to figure out who's winning this major, who's winning the last ever CSGO major, and who's winning the major of madness. Of course, let me know if you're still in the fight in the comments, because for those of you that are still in the fight, well, make sure you take good care of your pick'ems for the last stage, because if you get a diamond coin out of this major, you're gonna be in the 1%. I'm 100% sure. You might be the only one as well. Who knows? It's been crazy. Into the Breacher playing playoffs, man. Anything's possible at this point. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, as you can see, we're already in the game. I still have my silver coin because, yeah, you gotta give 5 correct pick and predictions for the legend stage, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. Now, we're gonna do a quick recap of what went on. Furia went out 0-3. Apparently, the style change hasn't worked out yet, and they were, for the first time ever in Furia's history, they went out of a major without getting up to double digits on a single map. For those of you that weren't watching, they lost the first 2 rounds in the BO1s on day 1, and then they lost an elimination best of 3 against G2, and every single map, they couldn't even get to 10 rounds. So this one went horribly wrong. I am still optimistic about this roster change, to be fair, but I just think this is a really long-term thing, and I'm not necessarily sure on if it was the best decision to change your style drastically before the most important tournament of the year. And yeah, apparently the result shows that it wasn't the best decision. But yeah, Furia 3-0 didn't work out. Into the Breach 0-3 didn't work out whatsoever. Into the Breach qualified, which, fair enough to them. I mean, I didn't think, I thought they were going to be the freest 0-3. So I have a lot of respect for those guys now. Cypher's been playing amazingly well. The entire team, I have no idea how, but they've just been playing really aggro. They've been playing a really wild game, to be fair. And yeah, I think they made the most out of it, and now they're top 8. So who knows what happens there. But 0-3 didn't work out. ENCE, everyone saw what went on. 1-3, they lost an elimination game to NIP. NIP lost an elimination game to Apex yesterday after leading on both maps and then losing both in overtime. The second map was a 14-3 on Enshun, and they couldn't close it out. FaZe Navi, I'm pretty sure all of you watched that game. It wouldn't have mattered for my pick. It was because I have both teams. But just for the context, Navi had a 15-9 lead on the T side of Anubis and couldn't close it out. And FaZe came back and won it in double OT, which was, insane. ENCE, we already said what happened. And G2, they lost to Fnatic, who then ended up losing to Into the Breach. So yeah, this is what happened there. We got only Heroic, Vitality, and FaZe Clan right, which is not enough. But moving forward, we have the playoffs now, and actually I just noticed that my camera isn't in the right place for this one, so I'm just gonna move it up slightly. Okay, now we're where we're supposed to be. We're not covering anything important on the screen. Now, how this one works is you need to place 2 correct pick and predictions for the quarterfinalists. So you need to guess two of the matches right. Pretty much, you need to guess two of the winners, and then you need to get one correct pick when it comes to the semifinals. So you need to pick correctly one of the teams that is going to be playing the final, and this team has to win it. So we're gonna go from top to bottom here. Heroic FaZe Clan. Now this is wild, man. When you think about the teams that FaZe have had to play so far, I know that they're doing it to themselves because they're not making it easy when they're losing all those games that they should be winning. But LCQ in the RMR, they beat FaZe. Now they beat Navi in a qualification game for the playoffs, and now first round they get Heroic. It's been really tough for FaZe, man. And even though historically FaZe have already beaten Heroic a couple times when it comes to big tournaments. So far this year, the two teams have played only once, and Heroic won that. Now, this was a 3-mapper, and Heroic barely won the 3rd map in OT, but I still think Heroic is the best team in the world right now. I think they're playing the best CS. It's been consistency as well, is the right word to describe it. They've been the best team for a long time. I think, obviously, G2 so far, when it comes to achievements, have been the best team this year. But when you look at it, Heroic is the only team that consistently has been a top 3 or top 5 team for the last 2 years. Maybe alongside Navi, right? But Navi haven't been having the best of showings lately. So Heroic are the most consistent team, man, and the most consistent team in the world. I brought up that on broadcast the other day, but the last time Heroic couldn't make it to the playoffs of a tier 1 tournament was in June or July, I think it was. IM Cologne 2022, which is crazy. This was the last time when they got eliminated in groups. No one else is doing that. They're constantly making playoffs. They're not winning tournaments, but they're constantly up there. And that shows that Heroic is, I'd say, the safest bet that they're going to win the games against the underdogs. So I guess for Heroic, the only way that they don't make it to the finals for me is if they lose to FaZe. And this is going to be a really close game. I still think Heroic is the better team, so I'm going to go with them right now. But yeah, anything could happen in this matchup. FaZe apparently have that insane comeback buff, and a lot of teams can't just handle the pressure. Navi couldn't. I think Heroic are in a much better spot, though. When it doesn't come to grand finals, Heroic are much more calm in those scenarios because they're I'd say they're really confident in their ability, and they just look like the best team in the world. Everything's just 10 out of 10 when it comes to them, bar their performance at finals, but we're gonna get to that later on. Monte Gamer Legion. Now this is the most typical tier 2 derby right there, and I'm gonna go with Gamer Legion. First, I want to say I've loved what both those teams have done so far. I think Monte winning 2-0 against Navi was something that no one expected, and I think that was spectacular. I'm really happy for those guys. I'm really happy for both those teams making it up here. But just to think about the story of Gamer Legion, they started 0-2 in Challengers, and now they're in the playoffs, which is insane. And I think they've been heavily underestimated. You saw that in a lot of the players' interviews as well, on social media as well. A lot of the players feel like they got underestimated, and that's because they did. No one is. I haven't seen a lot of people give credit to Gamer Legion for how solid their game plans have been, for the fact that they don't have the flashiest players as names, but so far this tournament they've been playing really well. IM, especially in that last qualification game, was a beast. Isaac has been popping off with some last second saviors and crazy plays. Acor has been really solid. Kios has been insane, especially in the previous stage. Kios was absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, Shui's calling has been really good mid-round, and he's been bringing up some firepower as well. So I look at Gamer Legion, I see a really solid team. I see a team that's going to prep really well. And I think this is the game where the lack of a coach for Monte, bear in mind, they don't have their coach. So that makes it even more impressive that they're here. And, SDY is god. Man, the work that SDY and Woro have done with this team strategically is absolutely insane. And yeah, I'm really happy to see Monte here, man. I think that those two teams have been working their asses off. Both those teams, I guess you could put it that they've been structured around lineups of outcasts in a way. Players that haven't been able to find success in their previous projects, but most of them have had a chance to go big, but haven't been able to make it big and get into tier 1 CS, so they have to stay in tier 2 and grind their way through. So It's really interesting story, pretty similar to the one that we had with the Copenhagen Flames, I guess, 1 year ago in Antwerp, where you had people like Roy that has been playing CS for his entire life, and you have people like Hooksy, everyone trying to prove themselves, and I guess right now Monte, Gamer Legion are showing how this is done as well as Apex, as well as Into the Breach. Don't even get me started on Into the Breach. But yeah, those teams have been building a foundation for a really long time. I still think Gamer Legion got this. I think it's going to be a really tight game, but I think the prep for Gamer Legion is going to be really good. Then we move into the Liquid and Apex game. Now, unfortunately, I think this is where it ends for Apex. I know that all those tier 2 teams are much better when it comes to facing off against tier 1 opposition because they're the underdogs. They can prep a little bit better and so on. But I still feel like Liquid right now is a different team to the Liquid that lost in a BO1 against Apex in the Challenger stage. Liquid just look really solid, man. They were able to even push Heroic to their boundaries. I think, bar Heroic and Vitality, who are my favorites to win the tournament, I think Liquid is the team that has the chance to upset. Now, FaZe obviously can win against Heroic and all of this can go to shit, but I think that Liquid is, well, excused upon the dark horse, even though they're a blue horse. But I think Liquid is the dark horse of the tournament. They have a massive upset potential right now. I think they win against Apex fairly comfortably, though. What happened yesterday against NIP was, NIP not being able to close out their game, Apex being really methodical with the way that they approached it, really calm, which, fair enough to them. They've been playing phenomenally. Nog played really well. Jacob I've loved. I think Kickson is doing a really good job when it comes to IGLing. Stiko has been stepping up in some important moments. Jail's firepower is great. Apex is a really good team overall, but I think this is where it ends. I think Liquid right now are in this flow state where they're just gonna finish them. They're not gonna be like NIP and kind of start being a bit disjointed. I feel like I was really surprised because what happened with NIP, the fact that they continued playing on so many set rounds and didn't want to slow down the tempo as soon as they saw Apex starting to come back. Those are normally the signs of a team that's worried and a team that doesn't believe in their individuals, right? And doesn't believe that, they can just slow it down and be the better team, better players and close it out. Which normally happens with people that don't have the experience. So I was surprised, but Liquid, I think that doesn't happen. I think Liquid win that pretty comfortably. And then I'm sorry to all UK fans, but this is where it ends. Surely this is how it's supposed to end. I don't see Into the Breach going any further. So far, what they've done is phenomenal. So far, Into the Breach have written history. For UK CS, that is. But it's been great for them. A phenomenal run, a team that couldn't even make, barely was making playoffs in online cups, not too often anyways. And now they made playoffs in the last CSGO major ever. It's crazy to think about it, but yeah, man, this is where it ends, surely. I mean, at this point, you guys are bloody legends for even getting there, and fair enough to you. I mean, really fair enough to you for making a top 8, but I think Vitality ended. I think Vitality and Liquid as well. And I think Vitality win the entire tournament. I just feel like this is ZywOo's tournament. I feel like this is ZywOo's moment. And yeah, Vitality isn't the best team here. Heroic is the best team here. And I'm 100% positive. And there's a couple ways that this could go horribly wrong. There's a world where Liquid beat Vitality, I guess. There's a world where Heroic lose to FaZe, and then FaZe maybe beat Gaming Legion and FaZe play the final. And if FaZe play Vitality in the final, I think it's a 50-50. If FaZe get to a final, they have a big chance of winning it. But I just don't think that the road to the final is going to be easy. Vitality, though, I think if they're in the grand finals against Liquid, or against Heroic, pardon, I think they win it because of the mental aspect. It's going to be really hard for Heroic. It's going to be really hard being cheered down by the crowd. Everyone's gonna be screaming, helping Vitality, giving them energy. ZywOo's gonna be on his A game. I just feel like this is Vitality's moment, man. I think this is ZywOo's moment, and all that has been happening so far has pointed towards this direction. People like Nico getting eliminated, legends of the game like Crims not getting to the playoffs, NAP being eliminated, Navi being eliminated, FaZe Clan getting matched up against Heroic in the first round. I feel like it's just written down to be Vitality's major, man. I feel like it's written down for Heroic to be the 3-0 team, the best team in the world, taking down FaZe in the quarters, looking like a strong a really, really strong contender, looking like the big favorite, then beating Gamer Legion or Monte in the semifinal, and then in the grand final just become a side character in Vitality's story, which is really sad. I'd really be happy. I think Cadian deserves to win a major. I think he deserves to win a major more than maybe anyone else in this tournament right now because of the work that he's been putting in and the lack of trophies of Heroic. But I still have the feeling that this is Vitality's major. That being said, so far we've seen that this is the Major of Madness, so I strongly advise you to think about all of those. And at this point, for all of us people that are not going for the diamond coin, I guess, just have fun with the pick'ems. Just bet on the teams that you want to win. I mean, I'd be really happy if I could see Liquid beat Vitality as well. I think I've been loving Liquid, but I just don't think that's happening. And I really want to see ZywOo win a major, man. I really want to see ZywOo win a major. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing more to add. It's been a crazy major, and it's just gonna get crazier 100% with how things have been going so far this tournament. Something's gonna go horribly wrong with what I think is gonna happen. Either FaZe win or maybe Apex beat Liquid. Imagine Into the Breach eliminate Vitality. Who knows? But yeah, this is how I think things are gonna go. This is obviously the last episode of our mini series with the pick'ems, so I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in. The last video, by the way, I wanna show some love to you people, because the last video that I uploaded, which was the Legend Stage Pick'ems, was my most viewed video on the channel. It got over 2K views, which is, you know, I know it's not a lot, but it's insane, and I'm really happy about it, and I really wanted to thank you guys for watching the videos and enjoying them and discussing down in the comments. It's been great, and yeah, sadly this is the last one of the series, but for those of you that for whatever reason still want to continue listening to my voice, you know, I'll be uploading interviews pretty well, not on a daily basis, but pretty often when I have the time and I'm not casting. There's going to be interviews. I'm going to try and put out one interview per week or per 2 weeks. And for those of you that haven't watched the previous interviews that I'm doing with players, coaches, analysts, and all kinds of people from the esports scene, CSGO esports scene, that is, you can go and check them out. They're on my channel. And yeah, thank you. Let me know in the comments what picks you will go for, and if by any chance, by miracle, you're still in the fight for the diamond coin, because if you are, you are a fucking genius, or you're the most lucky person in the world. It's hard for me to decide at this point, but yeah, thank you for being with me, and stay safe.